So, hello everyone. I hope it's working, everything, but we will see later. Before I want to welcome Ruxar Sayed, which is with me today, and welcome.
Yes.
And she will talk with us today about focus, concentration, and how we train our brain to be more focused on what we do. Welcome.
Yeah, thank you, Simona, and thank you for giving me an opportunity to be on your platform and to share, my thoughts on this topic on mind hacks and how to be concentrated and on track with all our tasks. So we will. I'll share my screen. And hello, Facebook fam. This is Ruxar Sayed. I'm an educator and blogger and a writer too. So our today's session, our topic of discussion will be focus on mind hacks, how to remain focused, how to stay focused, and how to deal with our daily activities, even if even if we are pressurized, like to multitask, to do many tasks together, how to handle that very smoothly, and how to end up doing a task much more effectively. So in today's live session, we will see all that. So Simona, are we all set?
Yes, we have all set. You can share the screen if you want, and we go through the slides.
So I'll just share my screen.
Yes. So, step by step.
Okay, can you see my slide?
Yes, I can see the screen, yes.
Yeah. So our today's topic, as I said, is mind hacks and how to stay focused. We have already disclosed about these subtitles, that what all topics we are going to cover today. In the first unit, we will see what is focus and concentration. Next, we will see why can't we focus? Like what are the key factors that keeps us away to focus on the important task? What are the myths of multitasking? And in the unit 2, that is in our step 2, we will see how to focus and increase your attention span. That is in this unit, we will see Warren Buffett's 2-list focus attention strategy, the Ivy Lee method, the Eisenhower box method. All these 3 famous investors, philanthropists, philosophers, we will follow their methods and we will see how they have applied these methods in their life. And the 4th step, we will see measure your result. The 5th technique, which we will look into in detail today, is focus on the process and not the event. The 3rd unit, we will cover additional mind hacks of getting focused. That is how to improve concentration, more additional strategies. So by getting started.
First time, let me say hello to everyone who watch and join with us. And I will multitasking. You say good. I will between you talk. I will answer and I will write some comments to welcome everyone.
So welcome all of you, and I hope this session will be helpful for many of you. So if you have any doubts and queries, you can comment us you can write the comment in the comment section, and we will try our best to answer all your comments and doubts.
Absolutely.
Yeah. So first we will see like focus. Like many people have their different definitions about focus and concentration. But what is the simplest way that we can define what is focus? Is that to devote our attention, to dedicate our energy, our time, our concentration on only one thing, and to eliminate all the other unimportant things.
How you stay focused on you say to stay focused on one thing.
Yes.
Let's see. Explain a little bit.
Yeah, Simona, can you repeat the pardon? I can't hear what you said.
Yes, that's what I want to say. That's to focus on just on one thing. Explain a little bit how we can do this, because I start 5 things in one time and there is nothing finished in the end.
Yes, that's what in further slides also I have mentioned that. See, while focusing on one thing means we have to keep those tasks which are of higher priority on the top of our list. which is very important. We have to look only into that. And until and unless that work gets accomplished by us, until and unless that work gets finished by us, then only we can see into our other task, which is not so important. So my way of solving, my way of dealing with these issues is that I keep those tasks which are of higher priority for me. I keep those on the top of my list. I give them, importance a lot, and I complete that first. And then I go to the other tasks, which can be completed later also. So that's the definition, that to eliminate the unimportant, task from your list and to focus on that one important task.
This means that you make a list. From what I understand,
Yes.
you make a list each morning, or do you make it for week, or how you make it?
Depending upon our goals, like what are the short-term and long-term goals, what task or what projects we have to complete in this week. So we have to make a table according to that. We have to list out what all tasks we have to accomplish in so and so time period, in so and so time span. So accordingly we can arrange, and I will explain that step by step. Like after seeing the key factors of why can't we focus, and what are the elements which keeps us away on focusing on something. So the fact which, according to me, Simona, I believe that most people, they don't have trouble with focusing, they have trouble with deciding. They can't decide.
Yes.
Many
And
people
with the
are
list, because we just think about it. Yes, I will do this and this, but we don't note on the list what is our goal and what is the priorities. And this, I think, many of us, we lost in details.
Yes, that's what we get confused. Like many of the people, they get confused, and for them, if they want to decide which task is more important and which we want to complete first, they think that both the tasks are important for me, and they end up multitasking. For that, they end up doing, they end up multitasking that work. So,
yes,
according to and multitasking is not at all effective. It is ineffective. The major demerit of multitasking is that it leads you to complete a lot of work at a limited period of time. But the demerit, the disadvantages that we end up making a lot of mistakes. We end up making poorer choices.
Yes.
We are not able to decide. We are not able to, dedicate our energy and time to one work, because we are dividing our attention. We are dividing our energy.
This is true.
Because
and we start
just
5 books in the same time. Or for me, for example, I start 2 and it's none of them finish.
Yes, we are just doing many times. Like for example, if there is a deadline and we have to complete our task in 2 days, we are in a hurry that anyhow I just want to complete this work. I'm not doing this work with my interest, but I'm just doing it for the sake of doing. This should not happen. This in today's world, many people are going through this, and that's why they end up multitasking. They end up making poorer choices. Even for their career also, which career to choose, they are not able to make the important decisions of their life.
Yes, too many of us.
So these all issues are happening because of poor focus and because of poor concentration level. We are not able to concentrate because we are distracted with so many things. Many people, especially as a woman, we're distracted. Like women are bound up with so many responsibilities. Men also are bound up with so many responsibilities, and they are getting distracted also. Their mind gets deviated from their work, from the important work, and the thought process just goes on and on and on, and we think about so many works together. We are not able to focus on one work.
Okay, how we stop this?
Yes, so for this, we many people in many books also it has been mentioned, but it has wrongly been mentioned that multitasking is good. Multitasking is ineffective, and the myth is that many people, they do 2 works together. For example, if someone is surfing on internet and at the same time they're having their food, they're having their dinners, and they're thinking that yes, I can complete this, I can enjoy, and I can eat my food as well, or I can complete my home assignment as well, I can complete my home task as well. So this leads to we can do a lot of work together. This creates a mindset that we can do a lot of things together, but we are not doing even one thing perfectly.
This is true.
For this, we need to focus only on one thing. And that's why in my further slides, in the diagram also, it is explained that the myth of multitasking is we can complete more than 5, more than 6 tasks. We can complete it. The truth is, it leads to more mistakes. It leads to poorer choices and more stress. We end up in, we end up becoming stressed up, and we end up making poorer choices. We end up making more mistakes.
Yes.
So this is the reality, which many people experience this in their life. And the tip is for this is that we have to keep the most important work. We have to give our undivided attention to our most important work, and we have to prioritize our list. That what is important for us in this week. I will focus only on that, and the other things we have to just eliminate. So the process of elimination helps us a lot.
Okay. Can you tell us about what the technique you have? Because I see already, I can say I see already the slides, and I find fascinating how many things
Yes.
if we just apply small things, small steps, and we can eliminate it. How you say
Yes.
to don't be so multitasking and just one.
Yeah. So that's why I have researched on the famous investors, philanthropists, and their methods, how they use in their daily life. It has amazed me a lot. That's why I have listed down in the slides also. The first one is the Warren Buffett's method. Now I will present a situation over here. I will tell about a situation. What Buffett did once is with his pilot. His pilot's name was Mike Flint, and once he asked to his pilot that you have to list your top 25 goals in one. Okay, so what Mike Flint did, he has written all the 25 goals in a page, and he
Yes.
presented that my task is done. I have listed down all the important 25 goals. So the next step, what Buffett has demanded him to is to circle down 5 major goals, 5 primary goals, which is important for you. You have to only circle that. And in return, Mike has replied that okay, I will make 2 lists. My list A will be the top 5 primary goals, and my list B, where I will include all the 20 goals that will not be of higher importance. That will be of I will do it later with proper dedication. I can. Then Buffett said, "You are wrong with your mind. You cannot do this. I told you to circle your top 5 goals only, and you have to eliminate all the 20 goals from the list." So this is the reason why I am keeping on saying that we have to write down whatever goals we have, monthly or task, if we have monthly task or yearly task or weekly task. We have to write it down, and don't write those tasks which are which is avoid at all cost of list, like which you cannot do it at the moment. That you don't have to write at all. So these are the
Okay.
this method I have taken from from Warren Buffett. I have learned a lot from his books. The strategy which he applies in his life, it helps him a lot, and if we apply, it will really change us. By organizing our task, we can do our work very much systematically.
Yes. How long time you need to implement this technique?
See, this we have to create a habit, like of writing down our daily task. We have to create a habit. For example,
Okay.
here Warren Buffett has mentioned 5 tasks we have to write, and we have to only focus on that primarily. So we have to just make it a habit that daily we write those 5 tasks, and even if we don't complete, we have to stick to those tasks only until and unless we complete it. We don't have to move to another task. We don't have to do that.
Okay.
So yes, the second method which we can use is Ivy Lee's method. Again, he is another philanthropist and investor, famous investor. So the method which he has mentioned is that daily we have to write, not daily, like we can write 6 most important things which we need to accomplish. Like before going to bed, we can write all the goals which we need to accomplish tomorrow. That so and so is my task, so and so is my upcoming projects. I have to do, I have to research about it, or I have to take the materials, or anything, any 6 important things you can write it before going to bed. And then next day you have to step by step you have to accomplish from point 1, point 2, point 3, in this way. Even if in one day you are not able to accomplish all the 6 tasks, it is totally fine. It is absolutely fine. We can take the remaining task and we can use it in our next day.
Okay, this means don't judge yourself if you don't
Yes,
accomplish all the tasks today.
exactly. We don't have to pressurize ourselves that yes, if I've written, I have to complete it. No, don't make it a compulsion. If you are writing, see to it that you complete that work with smoothly, effectively. That is important. It is not important that how many works we are completing at one time.
Okay, let's ask our viewers if they have a list, if they make a list, they have some habits already which they use it from what we talk already. Leave a comment and join with us and talk with us.
Yes, we are very happy to answer your comments. So the Ivy League method, which just now I said, is it is effective, Simona, in many ways. Like for example, it is very simple to follow. Also, like anyone, like before going to bed, we can write it down, and we can it helps us to make important decisions. It forces us to make important decisions, and many times we are confused which work we have to start first, and it happens with me also many times. Like each and every individual experiences this. Which work should I do today first? I have so many works to do.
This is for me also. This is not just for
Yes,
you. I think that is happened to everyone, not just for
everyone.
two of us. But
Yeah.
is
So
the point if we recognize and
yes,
we admit, yes, it is happened, and be human, that is happened to everyone.
that's what. So the Ivy League method it helps a lot to us, and it tells us it it makes it mandatory for us to choose that important decision, choose that important task which you want, where you want to start your day from. So that's
Yes.
why, and it requires you to single task. Means with by following Ivy League method, we cannot do any multitasking. We cannot do that. We have to stick to one work, one at a time. So that is the biggest advantage of following this method.
Okay.
Yeah. And the third most important strategy is Eisenhower box method. Now, many of us, like earlier, if we read his books, we don't know actually who is Eisenhower. He was the 34th president of the United States, serving 2 terms from 1953 to 1961. And during his term, he launched programs that directly led to the development of interstate highway system in the United States, the launch of internet, the exploration of space, the NASA, and many other activities he was indulged in many projects. So he suggests in his books that for in order to follow a perfect strategy to organize our tasks, in order to increase our focus and attention, we have to follow the decision matrix. Now you can see over here, it is written over here, 4 things. We have to divide our task in 4 things. That is urgent and important. The second column, we can make it as important but not urgent. The third column, we can make as urgent but not important at all. And the fourth is neither urgent nor important. So we can
Okay.
divide our task in this way. And see, in the first task, which is urgent and important, we have to keep those tasks which are very, we have to do it immediately in this week or in one day. Those tasks we have to keep in our column 1. In our column 2, the important, which is not urgent but it is important, that we can schedule later. The
Okay.
third part suggests us that urgent task but not important. It is urgent but it is not important. So these works we can we can give others to complete. For example, if you are an employer and you want your colleagues, if you want your employees to do so and so work, you can segregate, you can divide that work among them, which is urgent, but for you other tasks are also important. So you have to focus on those other tasks, and the task which is urgent for you, you can you can just divide those tasks. For example, in a familial matters also, any task, any in any occasion, if we go, or if any responsibility we take, we divide our responsibilities. So
Yes.
in that same way, yes, in the same way, we have to divide. If if one person takes the entire responsibility, if one person is looking onto so many things, what will happen? That person will end up in stress and
Overwhelmed.
as I said earlier, yeah, stress, burdenize himself, and that person will feel he will the self-esteem will get lower and lower, and that
This
person
is
will
true.
feel that I'm not doing any work perfectly. So this happens. That is the reason why point number 4 is very important. That urgent but not important means you have to divide your work with your if it in your workplace, with your colleagues, and in your families, or in around your friends. You have to divide the responsibilities.
Yes, don't be selfish and
Yes,
divide responsibilities. Is many people can have, mostly women, have the belief that I
yes,
am the perfect and I do everything perfect. I don't give that for my son to make it because he will not make in the same way like me.
that's what. Yes,
For example, it is the way how many of us we thinking, but think about it that they will learn and
yes,
they will do the same thing. We are not perfect. We expect perfection for other people, and we are not perfect. Uh, just divide, how you say, divide the responsibility, and the other person will learn.
in this way, yeah, in this way we can do our work smoothly also, and our work will be of quality, not of quantity. So we have to
Exactly.
focus more on quality rather than quantity.
Yes.
And that's what Eisenhower box method is also very, in diagram it, in this representation also, it is shown very simply, in a simple manner, that urgent means do it now. For example, writing an article or for a company or for your workplace. Not urgent, decide. You have to schedule a time and you have to do it.
Yes.
Delegate means divide the work, divide the responsibility. And delete means eliminate those works which are not at all important.
Yes, because if you have a goal and you put a goal, and on the way is something show up, and you need to adapt something, then be able to delete what is not used for you.
Yes, that's
But
what.
the goal is even if it's the same goal, we can adapt the skills what you use it. You can adapt the tools what you use it, and remove what is not necessary.
Exactly. Exactly. So
Very
that's
well.
why I find Eisenhower box method very useful, to apply, and anyone can use it. It's not that only working professionals or only, only bosses can use. Even a housewife, even a homemaker, and even anyone can use. Even a student, school going student, can apply this method while planning the study timetable during the exams. They can use these methods and
Yes.
learn from it. The fourth
This
very important, yeah, yes, Simona.
this is there are simple things which we can implement in each stage of life we are right now.
And what happens? Many, people read the books, they visit the website, they read the articles, and at that time we feel that yes, this is very helpful. But we,
Not
sometimes we're
implement.
very lazy to apply that in our life. So that's
Yes.
what. But we have to make it a point that whatever we read, whatever amazes us, we have to use. We have to learn from these experts, from these philanthropists, and we have to apply those methods in our own life. If we
Exactly.
want to reach on that level.
Exactly. I see, to me, if I don't apply, read, you have a lot of knowledge, what you have it theoretically, but you practically don't do something with. And this not working. You are in the same point.
Yes, that's what. So that's why now the fourth method, which is also very important, is measuring a result. Now, measuring a
How?
result, yes, I'm explaining. So the first, yeah, measuring result means whatever work we do. For example, writing a book. Now, writing a book, it takes a lot of effort to write. Even you write an article, or even if you write a research paper, it takes a
Mhm.
lot of effort. So what we have to do is we have to measure our own work. We have to see where we are lacking behind. Even if we are making mistakes, we have to see to it that we learn from it. For example, cultivating a reading habit in us. Today I read 20 pages, and like, for example, if a person is reading 20 pages and he or she is not fond of reading books, and he want
Mhm.
to develop that interest to read a book, What we have to do is we can start by reading 20 pages, make it a habit, read 30 pages, then 40, then 100, and they can measure their own result. As they are developing, as they are increasing the pages, they can measure how and where they are standing today, like how they have improved, their reading speed, and how far they have come. So we have to record and we have to measure our result in this way. And the trick is that to realize that measuring is not judgment. We are not judging ourselves by measuring our result, but we are giving, it's just a feedback for our own self, that where we stand today. It is a feedback for us.
Okay.
Yeah. So we have to measure to discover, to find out, and to understand our own self, to understand our work, and to understand our capabilities.
But how we can measure, because it's a problem with, for example, for employee is very easy. You go 4 hours to work, this is finished. But how it works for an entrepreneur? How can measure? Because he invests a lot of time in knowledge and skills, and that's how can measure?
See, by tracking, like for example, we have to apply. See, entrepreneur, as you said, take risk. It is a risk-taking work. We have to take risk. We have to see whether that idea is working or not, and we have to, judge our own self. We have to measure our own results according to that. That is this idea fitting to our company or organization or to my business? Is this idea working? We have to apply various methods. In this way, we can measure ourselves. In this way, we are learning many things. So
practically, I measure myself with what I do 1 week before. Where I was a week before, then compare myself with 1 week before.
Yes.
And not with somebody else which already have very high level achieve, because he worked to achieve this level.
Yes, that's what we have to make mistakes, unapologetically, and we have to learn from them. That's what it means.
Okay.
Yeah.
Great.
And the last is the most important: focus on the process, not the event. This is one of my favorite method. It means that we have to focus on for example, for an artist, if the artist's work is featured in a biggest gallery, and for an editor his work is for a company, for example, the simplest example, for a company, if their work is featured in New York Times, for them, if they will feel that yes, this is the end and this is our greatest achievement we have achieved, and we will just go on spreading the news that we have featured on New York Times, our work have been featured on New York Times, and then what they are doing, the biggest mistake they are doing in this is that they are focusing on the achievement. They are not focusing on the hard work which they have done to reach that point, the hard work which they have done to get featured in New York Times.
Exactly.
So in this way, we have to, for a student also, for a school going student also, if that student is getting, first rank, top rank in the final exams, in the entire school, so it doesn't mean that he will stop focusing on the higher grades. He will stop focusing in the same manner. He should keep that achievement in mind, and he have to keep focus on the the process of studying, how he or she has prepared for the exams, for bringing those grades. Even for a writer, writing a best-selling book is not enough, but falling in the process of writing is what is important. If you want to be a great writer, then having a best-selling book is wonderful, but it is not enough to reach at that higher level. We have to fall in love with the process of hard work, the research we have done. That is important.
Yes, but all process, the people don't see the whole process. They see just the result. And if we are focused just on result, then it's very difficult to achieve this result if you don't trust the process.
Yes, because we have trained, many people have trained their mind in that way. They have trained their mind that we have to only focus on the achievements, and the more we achieve, the more great we'll become. This is not the reality. The more we do the hard work, the more strategies we follow to develop, the more results automatically, positive results will come in if we'll focus on the process rather focusing on the achievements and the events.
Okay.
Yeah. So that's what it's given in the this also, that if you want to significantly become better at anything, you have to fall in love with the process of doing it, rather than merely dreaming about the results that we want. That's why we say,
Today fall in love with the make a life, and to show the people many different sectors,
yes,
and talk about and communicate, and like you say,
yes,
fall in love with what you do.
yes. Focusing on the outcome and goals is a natural tendency, but focusing on process is it will lead us to the longer run. It will let us to to recognize our own abilities, how we
Yes.
do a certain work. We have to recognize that, and then it will be very easy for us to acquire those results, to acquire
Ye-
those rewards which we want.
Yes, and when we do this with consistency, then we
Yes,
are also focused on the same goal. If
yes,
you lost on the way something, then you lost also the focus on your goals.
exactly true. So yes, so lastly, I would like to add few of the simplest points which we can apply in our day-to-day lives. Like, it is not for long-term goals, but we can apply it in our day-to-day life. For example, if someone is feeling someone is it is difficult for them to follow the habit of writing down goals and sticking to it, we can just choose an anchor task for a day, and we have to focus on that. We have to assign our own self that what is a priority of for only one day. Like, for today, what is an important work for me to complete? Only one task. I'm not telling about two or three. So that one task, we have to complete it, and then other task also I have to do in the same way, non-negotiable task. And I call this as my anchor task, because anchor task, because this is of my higher priority, and I have to give it importance. So in one day, you have to just set that one task. This is the simplest way to get yourself on track.
Okay.
And the last statement, which says the power of choosing one priority, is that it naturally guides your behavior by forcing you to organize your life around that responsibility. Means you will automatically learn what is the most important decision for you to make.
This is was now I make some notes to make now to a closing with some tips what the people can take from us, and
Yes,
in short what we talk about today, to make it short and clear.
just wait a second.
Practically decide, do, consistency,
Yes, and delegate as well.
and keep to
Delegate
keep
as
the
well.
focus. That is the point. What I ask you, how you put all together in a short version what we talk.
Like, putting everything in short. See, for example, I said in the beginning, Warren Buffett's method. I organize all my 5 tasks. What are the five all important tasks in one go, and I see to it that how many tasks I complete. In that way, I measure. In that way, I judge myself that how many tasks I'm able to complete. And I never do multitasking related to work or related to any other thing. Like, multitasking means doing too many things together at one time, not like getting into many professions. No, that is a different scenario. But while accomplishing the goal, completing the task, I do one thing at one time.
Okay.
Yeah.
For this, you need to decide what you do today,
Yes, we
to
I
write
decide.
it down what you want to do.
As I love to write a lot, so
Okay.
I write what are the important tasks for me, and in the beginning. And for weekly or monthly, I don't do it on daily basis,
Okay.
but on weekly or monthly I do it. Right.
Okay, and you go back and you read what you do. For example, last week you go back and you check just a little bit.
Yes.
Okay, last week I do this and this and this. I am happy with myself or not.
Yes. And that way we can measure our progress. how much we are learning and how much we are developing ourselves in our work, how well we are doing in our work life, in our personal life as well, so that we can see.
Practically, this is like a routine for you, the practice daily routine. What?
And I guide everyone to do in the same way, like, follow the biggest, investors method, how they handle their daily task, how they organize.
Okay, practically, I miss the word now.
How we follow, the strategies.
Yes, the strategy to follow.
Yeah.
Very, very interesting. And I'm so happy that you share with us today how.
I should tell you, thank you for, for being live with me in today's session.
I'm glad that I have you with me, and we share so much value and tips for which can implement in daily life.
Yeah, I hope people will find this helpful and comment, write down the queries or doubts. We will try to answer or reply you back.
Yes, just leave a comment, get in touch with me, get in touch. We find us on Facebook, YouTube, all over. Get any comment. We answer to question, and we find the best solution how can share more tips with.
Yeah, so on upcoming lives, we will bring more interesting topics to discuss, which will be helpful for all.
I will be happy to have you another time also with.
That's pleasure.
To share any other episode that you want to add something else.
This was the today's topic. I just wanted to share on this topic only today, because train your brain mind hacks, I used to guide my students also as well on these topics, and I find it very interesting and helpful, where people can follow this, they can themselves, they can see the results and the benefits which they get by following these strategies.
Okay, this means that you make a shortcut between the methods, all the books what you read, you make a shortcut and compact.
Yes. And I guide my students in the same way, that how to be more organized.
That's great. Wonderful.
So thank you, Simona, for having me on live today, and it was a wonderful session with you.
Thank you very much, and we stay in touch, and I'll be happy to have another time with you with also more interesting topics, because there are a lot of topics which we can talk about and share with.
Yes, surely.
With others. So thank you very much. We go out now, and thank you for watching. Leave a comment, get in touch with us, and thank you very much.
Yeah, thank you all of you.